maybe a period at the gym, and that's good, but you can still fit some exercise or some extra movement, or what we call NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Anytime you're not necessarily getting your heart rate up, but you're moving your body. That would be like going for a walk.
Yep.
Instead of watching 3 Netflix shows, turn one of them off, go for a walk, get on your treadmill, do some bike time, whatever it is.
Hello and welcome to Pillars of Wealth Creation, where we talk about creating financial success with a special focus on business and real estate. I'm your host, Todd Dexheimer. Now, let's get to it. Hey, real quick before we get started, first of all, I wanted to thank everybody for joining us on the show and for listening. To all my loyal listeners, I really appreciate you, continuing to listen and support the show. If you can go on to iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, wherever you listen and subscribe to the show, that would be fantastic. Spread the word too. I'd love to, have this reach more and more people. So if you could share it on social media or and just talk about it to other people, that would be fantastic. And the last thing is, if you can go onto iTunes and give us a rating review, hopefully 5 stars, that would be great as well. It just helps us spread the word more, and it helps us continue to get really good guests on the show. We've had some fantastic guests, and I just want to be able to continue to bring fantastic value to you. Go onto our Facebook page too, Pillars of Wealth Facebook page, and I'd like to hear from you as a listener of what you're doing in business, what you've got going on, what you are maybe struggling with or being successful with, and then what we can do on the show to help push you to that next level. Maybe questions we can ask our guests, maybe guests that we can get on the show to talk about certain topics, certain things that are really you're needing some extra support with. So provide for us some feedback on Facebook, and you can also share this out on social media. That would be fantastic as well. I appreciate it. I appreciate you being a either new listener or a loyal listener. I definitely appreciate it, and we will get started with the show. Hello and welcome back to Pillars of Wealth Creation. I'm your host, Todd Dexheimer. With me today, I'm excited to have Brian Smith. Brian, how are you doing today?
Pretty dang good.
Awesome. Well, Brian is the owner of Able Chiropractic and Able Lifestyle. He's a chiropractor, and most importantly, he's a health and wellness expert and business owner. So, Brian, with that, why don't you give our listeners a little bit more about who you are and what you've got going on today?
Okay. Well, I've been doing hands-on healing work for 25 years. I have a brick and mortar business called Able Chiropractic in Minnesota. And that's what the majority of what I got going on. But I also have a virtual business that's called Able Lifestyle, where I help coach people become better. And my main focus is guys around 50 that used to be they're former athletes, and now they're usually dealing with some aches and pains, back, knees, whatever it might be, and they've usually put on some weight. And my focus with them is to help them get back into the game, to help them drop some pounds and get out of pain and get back on the field, whatever it might be, the golf course, the hockey rink, playing tennis, whatever it is, back to the gym.
Yeah.
Yep.
So why, give me some reasons why it's important to focus on your health and wellness. We're talking to a lot of very busy people, right? We're talking to a lot of people that are running businesses, such as yourself. We're talking with people that are oftentimes, a lot of my listeners have jobs, and they're also doing this, their side hustle or their second quote unquote job is running a business. And so they're busy and they maybe have families, all that kind of stuff. Why is health and wellness going to be really that important when I want to focus on growing my business and all that kind of stuff?
Okay. Well, when you're focusing on growing your business, your main goal there for the majority of people is to gain wealth, right? And
Mhm.
if you think about it, your biggest wealth, what is your biggest wealth? Your biggest wealth is your health. If you're not healthy, there's no way that you can do the things that you want to do. Grow your business, be with your family, all those kind of things. Yeah.
So what does it take then? I'm busy. I've got a lot going on. What is it like? What's your suggestions for our listeners to be able to get out there and make sure they're maintaining their health? What are some things, not only like practical things we can do, but mindset things that we can do as well?
Yeah. So I start with the 1% rule. Every day, learn something new, learn something and implement something that you can do to improve yourself so that tomorrow or next week you're better. So I start with, you know, we work with such a broad um, spectrum of people. Some people are really in rough shape and they're just, they want a little bit of better sleep, they want some more energy. And some people are in the gym, they're eating better, they're eating good already, and they're pretty physically fit, and they want to take it to the next level. And that 1% rule works with everyone. It's just like, what can you do? Like we were talking just about the diet that you're on right now, and that you've cut out all junk food. We talked about fruit. Well, fruit right now, you need it, but maybe the next step forward is reducing fruit, because that'll cut down the sugar. Whatever it is, learn one thing. And I have three categories that I recommend: move better, think better, and fuel better. So the move better is, what can you do for exercise? And if you're just a total couch potato, it's probably walking. If you're doing CrossFit 3 times a week, it may be on your day off that you're doing some different stretching and yoga or things so that you're more prepared for your CrossFit workout. And then the think better, 15 minutes a day, do something that will be mindful for you, that will improve your thoughts or improve the function of your brain.
Um, take me through your kind of like daily routine. What are you doing to maintain health? You mentioned you're close to 50, I think,
Real
or
close, real
real close.
close.
And you look like you're 35, 40. You're
Narcs, man.
you're in shape. I'm not trying to hit on you right now, by the way. But no, I mean, what do you do? What's your daily habit routine that other people can kind of implement?
Okay. Well, daily. So how I fuel myself in the morning is really important. And this is stuff that's evolved over the last 20 years. Um, First thing, I wake up in the morning and I start with mindfulness. I count my blessings. I practice gratitude, and it's so out there right now. Everyone's talking about the attitude of gratitude. I keep it really basic. When I Sometimes even before I open my eyes, I just think of three things that I'm grateful for. And that puts me in that place of, because it's really easy to go, oh my God, I got to do this, this, and this. I got a remodel going on right now, and a couple problems have come up, and it's easy to think about that. But that stresses you out, and that
Mhm.
bumps up your cortisol, and cortisol tells your body to do different things hormonally. Number one, it tells your body to store fat. Um, so I want to start my day off with just some healthy thoughts. And there's a lot of different ways that you can do that. You could listen to a podcast. You could um, read some positive quotes. You could read the Bible, whatever it might be. And then fueling your body. Right now, I get up and I do a bulletproof coffee.
Hmm.
I drink some coffee. I put some butter in there. I put some ketones in there, and that's stuff that will fuel my brain and fuel my body for a period of time.
What's You put butter and ketones. Explain that.
So yeah, unsalted butter into a blender. I pour a little bit of coffee, and right now I'm drinking mushroom coffee.
Okay.
I don't know if you're aware of that, but there's a lot of different mushroom coffees out there right now that have a lot of nootropic uh, benefits that help your brain function good. It's all about biohacking, and but you can use regular coffee.
Sure.
And then I use exogenous ketones. I use a Prove It product, and I put a little of that in there. And the preferred fuel for the brain is ketones. Ketones are something that naturally are produced in your body, and now you can get them from a packet. So
What is it? What is ketone like? Real basic, like
okay,
elementary
sure.
level. What is it? What does it do? Like, why do we care about it?
Okay, well, a ketone is an energy source for your body, and it comes from fat. When your body metabolizes fat, whether it be dietary or the stuff that, the excess fat that you've got on your body, if it's going to burn that, the liver turns it into a ketone,
Hmm.
right? Just like if you ate some carbohydrates, you ate, potato, you ate potato chips, bread, pancakes, whatever it is, your body's going to break that down into simple sugar, and in the body it's called glycogen, and glycogen can be burned in the metabolic cycle. That's going to give you your energy source. Okay. um, but when that's high, a lot of insulin goes up, and your blood sugar can go up, and it plays, it wreaks havoc on your body and your hormones. And so people have these highs, they feel really, I feel energetic, and then they crash when the sugar drops. A ketone is different. When you're burning fat, this is a long fuel source that can last a long time. And so when you're using ketones, you'll very commonly feel energetic for multiple hours, 4, 6, 8 hours. Really clear focus. Your thought patterns, your brain doesn't have that crash. We've all had that time where we get low energy, low blood sugar, and you can't think. It's because your brain isn't being fueled properly. And a biohack that I learned about 4 years ago is getting more healthy fats in your diet and using exogenous ketones.
Hmm.
And exogenous just means it's coming from an outside source rather than your body producing it.
Okay, sounds like something from like the jungle, but it's not.
No,
Okay.
it's not from the jungle. It's a bioidentical stuff. And you can think about it this way, our bodies were designed to, we store fat
Yeah.
for the times that we need it. And when we need it, then your body was supposed to utilize the fat as an energy source so that we could go on. We were hunters and gatherers, and there was times where there was plenty, and there was times where there was nothing, and your body survived through that period by using the fat that it stored.
Hmm.
And so now it's become a biohack where you can put ketones into your body, and your body responds the same way. It's like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. I'm burning fat, and it stays in what I call abundance mode. Your body's going, hey, I've got plenty. I don't, I can keep on going. But when you're in scarcity mode, and the difference between fat and sugar is that sugar, your body can only store 2,000 calories in your muscles and in your liver. And once that sugar, all the carbohydrates that you have consumed, once that's gone or it's starting to burn, your body sends signals for survival, just like your gas tank. If you're driving down the freeway and you're getting to a quarter tank, you're starting to think now, like, hey, I need to stop and get gas. You don't wait until it gets completely empty, right? Some of us do.
Some of us do. Yeah.
Yeah. and then it's really stressful. Like, where's the next gas station?
Yeah.
But your body does that. So that's when you're getting low on glycogen or carbohydrates, your body produces hunger hormones. And so then people go and they overeat, or they go for junk food or whatever. But when your body's burning ketones, the natural response is the body goes, oh, I'm burning ketones, which means I'm burning fat. And it does a body composition test. It goes, oh, do I have extra fat? And if you do have structural fat on your body, which most of us do, we carry, I mean, even someone who's really lean is going to have 10-15% body fat on them. The body that's plenty of energy, and the body goes, hey, you're in abundance mode. You can go on for a long period of time. But the difference is a lot of people have just trained their body to be sugar burners. And so every time that the sugar gets low, they have to go have food. They grab a soda, they grab, a sandwich, they grab some kind of carbohydrates that bumps that sugar back up. When your body's used to burning fat, it can go back to going, well, I'm just going to use the structural fat that's on the body.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break, and I want to mention a few things. First of all, I've been doing some coaching, and I want to continue to kind of expand that slowly and take on a few clients. And up until recently, I didn't really believe in coaching and taking courses and stuff like that. But I recently, or I shouldn't say recently, it's been a few years now, hired a coach and saw immediate results and have been very happy with it, and decided, as my teaching background, I wanted to do some coaching myself and help other people get the results that I was able to achieve. And so if you're at that point where you think that's the spot for you, or maybe you just want to explore if it's right for you, reach out to me. I'd have a free discovery call with you. We want to make sure that it is the right step for you to take. There might be other things that you can do to get success, and coaching might not be it. But let's have that discovery call to find out if that is the step that you need to take. So it can really make a major impact in your business and get you to that next level. The other thing is John Stiles. He's on this show every single week with me on the Hump Day Hustle. And John Stiles is a real estate agent in Minnesota, and he will help you find a good investment property. John is very knowledgeable and can help you find an investment property. It can also help you sell your investment property. So reach out to John Stiles with Bridge Realty and connect with him. He'll also, consult with you and make sure you guys are the right fit. So give him a call if you're in Minnesota. Reach out to him. He'd love to help as well. Back to the show. Back to a little bit of like a daily routine.
Okay, sure.
What else do you think is important for people to do on a daily basis, or mostly daily basis, to make sure they maintain their health and can keep their energy going?
Okay, I'm an advocate for exercise, but in a little different aspect. Moving your body a couple times a day. So in the morning, I have a routine where I get on a mini tramp, and I do about 10 minutes. It's very low impact. It's kind of waking my body up. It's not like high intensity workouts, or it's not like going to the gym necessarily. Then throughout the day, I usually have a time where I'm going to do some kind of very physical activity. I play hockey. We've played together a couple times. Or I might go to the gym, or I might go to CrossFit. And then, in the evening, I might do some stretching. I might go for a walk at night. A couple times. And some people, they can only fit maybe a period at the gym, and that's good, but you can still fit some exercise or some extra movement, or what we call NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. Anytime you're not necessarily getting your heart rate up, but you're moving your body. That would be like going to a walk, or going for a walk.
Yep.
Instead of watching 3 Netflix shows, turn one of them off. Go for a walk, get on your treadmill, do some bike time, whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've got this pull-up bar behind me that you can probably see.
Yeah.
And before I do a podcast, I've got to have, I feel like I have to at least have, I don't have to be like super hyperactive or anything, but I at least have to have enough energy to want to sit there through, potentially up to an hour worth of interview time. So I jump on the pull-up bar. I do a few pull-ups, and then I do some push-ups and some sit-ups, and then I get on to the podcast. And I think just moving your body is really, it helps. It just helps you feel a lot better. And that movement, that I like what you said, moving several times a day. I think that I agree. It's really important. It's been valuable for me to keep your energy moving the whole day.
I think everyone should have a pull-up bar in their house. You just, every time I got one going into my kitchen,
Yeah.
and for years, me, my kids, anytime you went into the kitchen, you jumped up there, did 2 or 3 chin-ups,
Yep.
My daughter was swinging on it last night before she went to bed and doing a couple pull-ups. Why not? And why not have a couple pieces of equipment throughout your house? Like right now, my mini tramp is down in my basement because it's too cold outside, but usually I keep it outside. I'd say probably 8 months a year. I get up, go outside, breathe some fresh air, do 10 minutes on it. It's a great way to wake up. And every room should have, even if those little, wrist and forearm strengtheners, have some of that stuff around your house.
So Brian, well, first of all, before I go on to the next subject, anything else you want to mention about like a daily routine, what people should be, what you think they should be doing?
Structure their diet, make sure that you're getting some good fuel in. And I'm a big fan too of smoothies and protein shakes. It's something that you can do really easy. Green smoothies are super easy. You need a good blender, but every household that's interested in health and wellness should have a good blender. You can put a couple green apple slices, some greens in there, some water, and I'll make 2 or 3 of those at one time, and then I'll drink them throughout the day. Or a protein shake typically right now, my schedule is around noon to 2, I do my protein shake.
Okay.
So that can stop you from snacking because you've got the smoothies or the protein shake with you ready to go. You feel a little hungry, your blood sugar's dropping a little bit, you just grab it, drink it down.
No, I like that idea because snacking is really easy. And what are you going to grab? You're typically grabbing something that's not that great for you. You're grabbing some crackers, or you're grabbing, I don't know, even those like granola bars, most of them are just packed with sugar.
Yeah.
So usually you're grabbing something that has a lot of sugar and just is not good food. So
Agreed.
Yeah. Cool. So you've probably already partly covered it, but let's go back kind of through how does somebody, a busy business owner, yourself, me, my listeners, how does a busy business owner make sure they can maintain their energy throughout the day?
Good. I think if you start putting some of these things that I already mentioned into practice, and it's not rocket science. You don't have to overthink this. Literally get up 10 minutes earlier and move your body and fuel your body better. Sometime throughout the day, take a little time to just let your brain catch up and relax a little bit. And there's a lot of good apps out there that are meditation or mindfulness apps, or just sit quiet for 10 or 15 minutes. There's a lot of research that shows that it just helps your brain function and perform better so that you'll have energy throughout the day. The other big thing for me right now is exogenous ketones, drinking ketones. It helps, gives you energy throughout the day.
Cool. Let's talk a little bit about your business, because we mentioned at the beginning, you've got the chiropractic business, you've got your online virtual business. what have you found that has been, some successes for yourself? How have you maintained success? You've had this chiropractic business, I think you said, for around 25 years, maybe it was.
I've been doing chiropractic now for 16 years.
16 years. Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
So
I've been doing hands-on. Yeah. Go ahead.
So how have you been able to grow your business, maintain it, and of course, we're keeping with this healthy lifestyle as well, but how have you been able to grow your business? What have you been doing that's been successful?
Marketing. You got to get out there and spread the word. And anything is good. I'm in a couple networking groups. For me, that's been really, really good. I'm constantly learning about marketing. I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I'm exposed to a lot of new ideas, and I take them and make them work for me.
Okay.
So right now there's a lot of online marketing, which, when I started my business, it was more boots on the ground, going to a lot of trade shows, but it's all the same when it comes down to it. It's getting in front of people. And what's the easiest way that you can get in front of people, get them to know you, shake their hand, and invite them in. Find out what their need is. In my business, I'm wondering, what kind of aches and pains do you have? What health concerns do you have? And if I have a solution, I tell them about it.
What's one of the biggest mistakes you've made in business, and how have you learned from it?
Biggest mistake. Well, outside of chiropractic, I also do some real estate, been investing in different things. And biggest mistake was not doing my due diligence, really researching, an investment that I was considering or that I did do. And looking back, I should have worked harder and done my due diligence. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So someone's trying to take it to the next level, trying to get to, a successful business, a healthy lifestyle. Give us some advice on what it takes to get there.
Number one, just start. Whatever it is, just, start moving forward. Use that 1% rule every single day. Learn something, and just start practicing it. I remember so I was a massage therapist before I was a chiropractor. So that's 25 years of doing hands-on work. And when I started that business, it was in New Mexico. I knew no one. I had no patients, no clients. And, just getting in front of people and telling them what I did. And then just trying to, I would set goals every day. I want to make so much, in one day, and then take it to the next level. I want to double that. What does that mean? I break it down. Well, that means if I'm seeing 4 people, that means I'm going to need to see 8 people, or I'm going to need to increase my price. So, and it started small.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
What's a favorite book that you can pass on to our listeners?
Oh gosh, the book I'm reading right now, I just started it. I believe it's called The Art of War.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like on the 3rd chapter. And I've read so many of these books. Are you familiar with it?
I've not read it, but I've heard about it quite a few times. I maybe need to start reading it.
3 days ago, I opened it, and I was just going to read a page because a mentor sent it to me. And I couldn't put it down. I mean, it just kicked you right in the teeth. Boom. It's one of the best books I've read in a long time. And it talks about, what is the biggest holdback from you having success, and it defines what it is. And so definitely, and it's an easy read. It's a small paperback, maybe 120 pages.
Okay.
Bigger print. I think you could read the whole book probably in about an hour and a half.
Awesome. So I got two more questions before we wrap up. First question is, what are your 3 pillars of wealth creation?
3 pillars. Well, I would say one is income, right? And my income right now is coming from a couple different sources. So multiple sources of income, obviously, that would be probably the second pillar. And then the third is investing. Put it away. Don't spend it all. Don't live above your capacity. Invest. And I started an investment um, program with a financial advisor, I'd say probably 7 years ago. And we started out small, and we were reviewing it this year. And I'm just amazed at how much it's grown in 7 years. So I never thought it would grow that much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Good.
That's great. So I remember, I think I sat down with you. I've got some back issues, and we were talking, and you mentioned, you were talking about how most people, they spend all this money and they spend all this time doing these other things. They spend a lot of time and money, maybe even educating themselves in their business or whatever, but they don't spend the time and money on their own body, their own health. I thought, wow, that's so true. We kind of ignore our own body. We focus on other things, whatever it is, whatever our other passions are. We always seem to focus on that, and we ignore our body. Some of us feel guilty about maybe exercising because, if we have free time to exercise, we should be instead spending that time with our families or whatever. I guess speak a little bit to that, and what your thoughts are kind of on that, because I thought it was really, really great when you kind of mentioned that, and I thought, wow, that's so true.
Mm-hmm. I think the quote I used was, most people will spend a lifetime, and past 60, they'll spend all their wealth on trying to regain their health. Something like that, right? Yeah. And it's true. I see a lot of people that have been working really hard to have the American dream, and they get there and they realize, wow, I've got the American dream. I've got a great house. I've got a great life. I can take vacations. I've got extra money to spend on things that I enjoy, but my health is just going down so quick that I'm not able to enjoy it. And so there's got to be a balance there. I mean, truly, the way I started this out, your greatest wealth is your health, and we should take care of it on a regular basis. And as a chiropractor, you think about, well, what controls all your life, all your health, all your healing in your body? It's your brain, your nerve system, which lies in your spine. So we should all be taking care of our spine. We all think about our teeth, right? We brush and floss, most of us, do it on a regular basis. Yeah, if you want to keep them for a lifetime, you got to take care of them. And the difference between your teeth and your spine is that if one of these fall out, you can replace it. If one of these fall out, there's no replacement, and it wreaks havoc on not only how you feel, but how your body functions. So.
Yeah. A little plug for your business. And one thing I really liked about your business, I've been to several different chiropractors, physical therapists, and most chiropractors have, you tell them, oh, my back hurts here, this is going on, and they put you on a table and they jump on you a few times and they say, come back in 2 days. Where when I saw you for the first time, and I already knew you prior to that, but it was, hey, we're going to take some x-rays, we're going to really look at you, we're going to talk about what is going on with your issues. And we're going to take a full on approach, and that I don't just come into your office and you don't just jump on my back and tell me to come back. I'm there for, 30 minutes or whatever the time is. I don't think I've ever timed it, but you've got me doing some exercises, you've got a vibe plate, you've got a laser, then you do the adjustment. And then there's other expectations to take care of your back at home as well. So I think that's really awesome. I just wanted to plug you for your business, and that you don't just do the minimum, I guess. You take it way above and beyond what I've ever seen any other business do. So anybody that's local to the Twin Cities, I would suggest, connecting with you and going to your business and really seeing if it's a right fit for them. Then there's, of course, people that aren't local that can reach out to your online business as well. And I would suggest anybody doing that, because I think you can definitely help them as well. Brian, how can our listeners, where can they go to be able to connect with you, to be able to see your businesses online and in person?
Yep. Facebook at Able Wellness, and online myablecairo.com. YouTube, we've got a really big under Able Lifestyle. There's quite a few videos that we've done, either examples of patients' results or educational stuff on how to make a bulletproof coffee, how to sleep at night, different things like that. So those are the three biggest areas where I've got content right now.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So it's ABLE, and we'll put that on the show notes so everybody can just hit the links and they can go right to it. Cool.
Thank you.
Awesome, Brian. Well, I appreciate you joining us. Appreciate you spending time. Tons of value. For me, health is extremely important. I think a lot of people just ignore it, like we've already talked about. And, like you said, you get this unhealthy lifestyle. A lot of people like to indulge and they want to do what's fun for today, and they don't think about what that effect that's going to be on them tomorrow, or what's easy today too. And so I think it's really important to have people like you on the show, not only to talk about business, but to talk about health as well.
Yeah. And I know that you do take your health serious, because just before you were telling me about the new program that you're on. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, I started.
Your listeners should know. Your listeners should know.
Well, listeners, maybe they should know. Started on, it was November 13th. I committed to exercising every single day, minimum of 25 minutes of exercise every day. And I've done more than that every day. And then also just eating healthy. And by that, I just cut out all the junk food, not eating any sugar. Or any extra sugar. Obviously, there's sugar in kind of the meals that you eat, but trying to cut that out of my meals, but just trying to cut the extra sugar more than anything, the ice creams, the cakes, the cookies. So I started it right before Thanksgiving. I did not have any junk food over Thanksgiving, no junk food over Christmas. So I've probably went through the two hardest times of the year already. The summer will be a challenge when the ice cream season comes around, but you just got to commit to it. And for me, it was really important. I want to be able to climb mountains when my kids are older. I want to be able to, take them places and do things that are more than, just a car ride. I want to be able to actually, hike with them and rock climb and, ski and do all that kind of stuff. With my kids and my grandkids too. So I think it's really important for me. If I want to do that stuff, I got to take care of it now, because it'll be too late 20 years from now.
Awesome.
So
that's great.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate you being on the show. You have a fantastic rest of the day.
You too. Take care.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks to Brian Smith with Able Chiropractic for bringing a ton of value to Pillars of Wealth Creation to the listeners. Appreciate Brian joining us on the show. And I took a lot from the show. Really good conversation to have. A lot about health, a lot about business, and how they're combined with each other. So a couple of things it took, really, honestly, move your body, move better. Brian talks about just making sure you're moving your body several times throughout the day. And just taking a little bit of time to do some, whatever, some jumping jacks or some pull-ups or just walking, whatever you need to do to get out and make sure you're moving your body. After actually this recording, I can't remember exactly the podcast, otherwise I'd give that one a shout out. But I heard on a podcast a study that somebody had listened to or heard, and it was the most successful people, the most productive people, actually move once every 52 minutes. And that was a study that they did, and said they actually change tasks and they get up and they move and they do something once every 52 minutes. So right on with what Brian said, move your body a few times a day. Next thing he talked about was marketing and networking, which we hear a lot. So finding out what people's needs are and how can you serve those needs. So a big part of growing your business is networking and of course, marketing as well. And then the last thing he talked about is, a failure a lot of people have is not doing their due diligence. So make sure you're being diligent about doing due diligence and really looking at the entire scope of whether it's your business or for us real estate investors, whether it's the piece of real estate we're buying. Some of the best deals are some of the deals we choose not to do. So awesome stuff that Brian brought to us. So check out Brian Smith with Able Chiropractic. Check out his stuff. He's got a lot of good things going on. I'll share that out on the show links as well. So thanks for Brian for joining us, and Pillars of Wealth Creation listeners, I appreciate you tuning in. Hey, thanks for listening to the show. Couple things before we go. Again, go on to our Facebook page, Pillars of Wealth. We'd love to have you on there. Go on to iTunes, give us a rating and review, and subscribe to the show. Also, don't forget, reach out to me if you want any help with potentially growing your business, and reach out to John Stiles to help you buy or sell real estate. Thanks for listening. We appreciate it. Have a fantastic the rest of the day. And as I say, make every day a Saturday.